Now recording.
No recording.
New recording.
Hello and welcome everyone.
Hello.
Podcast. You have your host here, Mr. TK and Donkey.
Wait, I can't hear you very well.
Para ponde, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Pundanai.
Okay, welcome to the Talk podcast. Punde 1 and Punde 2 with you today.
Hello. Ching ching chong chong, ching ching chong chong, ching ching chong chong.
Hi, Lan Xiao.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I forgot what I was gonna say, but is there any theme parks in Langkawi?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like theme parks. I
Theme
was
park?
thinking,
What do you think this is Disneyland?
how would I know, man? Like I've not been to that part of Malaysia like
I've
often.
never been there either.
So it's
I
all up
couldn't
to
tell
rice.
you.
What?
I couldn't tell you. I've never been there either.
So it's up to rice now. Rice is the only hope, the only savior. Well, I was thinking like, okay, since like we're all going to meet up. Oh yeah, for that the listeners who doesn't know, we are trying to meet up, arrange a meeting in September. So yeah, we're trying to plan ahead because there's only 1 month left. You gotta get the tickets and shit and book the hotel.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're left up to the wisdom of rice, which is not a very. It doesn't make you. It doesn't make you feel secure.
Well, if we can be her tits as secure as her bra secures her tits, yeah, that would be good enough.
And she doesn't even secure her tits properly. It just says confused. Like, what am I supposed to do? How should I even handle this? Her poor bra is like, I don't know what to do.
At that at that point, she probably needs like backpacks to support it, like not bras. She's probably wearing a backpack to tuck her tits in, in front of a backpack to tuck it in.
She
Or
wears
flip it
like
over her shoulder.
a reverse backpack to
Yeah.
hold up her tits.
Yep. Like
You know
how.
the harnesses they wear to
Yep.
support your body, like when you're climbing mountains or something, you wear harnesses to support your body
Yep.
to the rope or something. She needs to wear the harnesses just to support her tits.
Yep. And I can't imagine her wearing a sports bra. Like, bro, will that actually even hurt?
I don't know.
It's when she replies, I'll ask her that. Like, would it hurt? Like how? Like if you compress the tits, like because for balls it's different. Like when you compress our balls, we feel like like yeah. But
Yeah, it
apparently
hurts.
tits are like slime, you know.
Yeah, somehow I think they can fucking compress that shit. Like they, I saw this in fucking anime. Like, you know that recent anime, My Dress
Wait,
Up
are you
Darling?
in front? Are you in front of a fan?
I'm not in front of a fan.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, you're saying.
Why? Is the fan noise too loud?
Yeah, it's interrupting your speech.
Well, that's just the fan. And it's really fucking hot. So,
Uh, because I'm here. Okay, so you're saying my dress up darling.
yeah, you know that anime, right?
Yep.
My Dress Up Darling?
Yep. Yep.
In an episode of that, I saw like they have these fucking boob suppressors or some shit that like girls wear when cosplaying, like when girls cosplay as a guy and they
Mm.
need to like hide their tits, they wear this boob suppressor shit and it like really fucking like tapes down their fucking tits to make
Mm-hmm.
them look like a guy.
Mm.
But like they can do that, but like it must really fucking hurt. Like it must really like not hurt directly, but that shit must get like really fucking numb and like feel pressurized on your chest throughout the whole day if you're wearing it for a long time, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's according to how we feel because we don't have tits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
I think for girls it can't be that much comfortable. I think I remember seeing in that show like that the girl that was wearing it like was feeling uncomfortable and that shit kept popping off because her tits were so big. You remember
well,
you saw the anime, right?
my dress up darling, yeah, I did, but it's been a while. Like I only remember like bits and pieces of it now. Like I can't
Yeah,
even remember Shiki properly.
you well you don't remember that episode where the sister, like this lolly girl's sister, who is younger than her but looks older than her, and has like
Oh,
huge tits.
yeah, yeah. Oh
Like
yeah,
she
yeah. That
does
okay.
guy cosplay.
Yeah, she went to the photo shoot, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's the one I'm talking about.
now that I think about it, yeah. I'm trying to remember. Fuck. Yeah, I can't remember the breast compression part, but but I mean because I've
What
been
do
like
you remember?
what?
What do you remember?
Uh, actually nothing. Like until you mentioned it, it took me a while to retrace my dress up darling. I definitely remember the title, but it took me a while to retrace the animation itself, like who's the main characters and what was it about.
Uh huh.
Yeah, but this
You fuck. That's not an old anime, donkey. Like it, I saw it this year. I think it came out this year, right?
it did. But the thing is, I watch a lot of shit. That's the thing, and I don't particularly like store every anime that I watch into my mind. Like there's some animes that after I watch, I can't even remember if I watched it. Like I found the title familiar, but like certain animes I know I've watched it, but when I rewatched it, it felt new again because I totally don't remember it. So that's how bad like sometimes when I watch anime is because sometimes the anime is just uninteresting. Like like how all that
Oh,
Yusha hero from another world, there was this period of time where it's so in like every company is releasing it. So
oh,
there was
the
so
isekai animes.
yeah, and like okay, example like Shield Hero.
Yeah.
The first season was good, but the second season was a bit dull. So that's what I meant. Like it became very uninteresting, and I just can't remember shit.
I didn't even watch that show.
It's pretty good. The first one was pretty good because it was very intense and focused. But the second one, just like the first two episodes, I couldn't even get into it. Like I just felt, like it's like you don't know. It's like they don't know what to do to carry on to the next story. But
Yeah.
what?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, it felt like they didn't know what to do with it, and they just tried
Oh.
to drag on as long as they can with a particular setup, that kind of thing.
Well, I think I'm pretty sure that show has a light novel series it's based on. So it's
Yeah,
not like they're getting content out of their ass. It's not like they're making that shit up though.
yeah,
They're
but
taking it from the
animation.
light novel.
Sorry.
They're taking it from the source material.
Yeah, but how do you put it? Like sometimes animation adaptations they change it a little bit, and
Yeah.
it doesn't like they can't exactly follow the whole comic book because if they were to just focus on the main pointers, there wouldn't be enough episodes for it. and so they have to like cut corners to reach to that point. So sometimes they have to have their own adaptation to reach to that point, the main factor of that arc.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so yeah, sometimes you tend to drag it out a little bit too long, and suddenly that important point just doesn't make any sense because the lead up to it was bad.
Yeah. Well, like I haven't seen that show. I've not seen many or most of the shows
Oh,
recently.
sorry, I remember what it's called. The tits compressor is called binders.
Yeah, I think it was called something like that.
Yeah,
Binder.
because um back then when I was young, actually since young until like even recent years, I've been interacting with a lot with lesbians. So yeah, they are comfortable with me enough to talk about things and to educate me on certain things. So I did ask them about like like isn't it very tight? And I was like so I was like also they actually really helps to compress the tits. I was like yeah, that kind of thing. So
Wait,
I've
why
seen that
why do they need tit cut? What boob compressors?
because they are the male counterpart in the lesbian relationship.
Y- Yeah, but like, do they wear that like all the time?
Yeah, they do.
Like pretend to be a guy?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's lesbianism at that point though. It's more like trans or like wanting to be a different gender at that point, right?
Not really, because they still, their preference is in female and they're born female, so
Yeah.
it's still under lesbian. Like you can't call them trans until they have like penises, operated and installed on them. Just like how you can't call a guy trans until he removes his penis.
Yeah, you can't call him trans, but you can call him like
Yeah, he's
I mean,
gay.
I guess I would say like if if a person is just a lesbian or like they're bisexual, they don't want to change their gender, right? They don't want to be like, let's say a girl is lesbian, she doesn't automatically want to be a guy. Like she,
Yeah,
they're usually still comfortable being just a girl, but being sexually attracted to other girls.
yeah.
But when it comes to the point where they want to be the opposite gender, then it becomes something else, right? It becomes like they identify as a different gender.
Uh, back then in my era, it wasn't so complicated. Like the whole pronouns thing. It was a little bit ridiculous. Like back then, it was a little bit straightforward. Because when I started interacting with them, I was like what 16. So back then, it was as straightforward as it is. Like the male counterpart of a lesbian relationship will be butch. Yeah, we just call, she's just called a butch, and her counterpart is just, her girlfriend, like that, So there wasn't much thought. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there wasn't much complications to that back then. Like, how do you put it? Like, back then, yeah, it was as simple as, yeah, I'm lesbian, I like girls. It doesn't really matter unless like
Hmm.
they go full on trans, like they really install a male genital and they fully remove the tits and started pumping a lot of male hormones and everything, and they literally become a guy. Yeah, and that you can we start calling them trans. But ultimately, they're still under the lesbian umbrella because ultimately they were still female and they have been recognized as a female back then, so they know who this person is. So back then, I would believe amongst the people that I was hanging out with, she was still considered a lesbian, although trans, but still a lesbian. So I think times have changed along the way up to this point that they have more specific branches and labels to specific
situations like that.
All right, so they just wanted to be more like the guys, right?
Yeah,
And want
like okay,
to use boob compressors and such.
yeah, okay, not all. Okay, there are two kinds of butch. One that is just character manly and they don't really mind about their boobs and everything. They're just more manly in character. And the other one, it's about appearance and they want to, they feel more comfortable in looking like a guy. But that doesn't mean that they're uncomfortable looking like a female, but they just don't want to have tits.
Oh,
So yeah, so they compress it so that it makes them feel a bit more comfortable because although they wear the compressor, but their character is still extremely feminine and very sensitive still. Yeah, sometimes so her counterpart, the girl female of the relationship, she likes that kind. Like not say that kind, sorry, but it's more like she prefers her girlfriend to be like that, the male counterpart girlfriend to be like that. No, not too
to be
masculine.
more
Because if it's
masculine.
too masculine, it doesn't make a difference from liking a guy anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like if it's too masculine, then the other girl in the relationship, it's kind of weird because like she's a lesbian also, so it's like she wouldn't be attracted to that, right? The masculine part.
Yeah, I think so that, but I think generally it's you don't talk about those who are still exploring, but those that are more settled in, generally they will reach to a point where they don't really, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's about the character. They're just very comfortable with this person's character. It doesn't matter if it's girl or guy, or if they're trans or butch. They just they've been together long enough that they're just or they've been in this scene long enough to know what they want. It's like how it's pretty much the same as us guys. Like some of us likes our girlfriends to be a little bit more feminine, like with long hair, some a little bit tomboyish, but that doesn't mean that we're gay. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
But
it's hmm,
yeah.
but
I was gonna ask about the um, what is it? I was gonna ask about the like the sexuality in Singapore. Like, how is
Oh,
it perceived? Like, are people open to like come out as like gay or lesbian, or like is there some kind of social stigma behind it, or is there any government rules against it or anything stuff like that?
not really. Throughout the years, it definitely has opened up a little bit more. Back then it wasn't. Even back then it wasn't that. It was nothing illegal or anything, but it's just more frowned upon because the previous generation issues. And but right now, I think it's a lot more open. Like a lot more people are more open. Like especially for the lesbian side, it's much much more like common and normalized compared to gays. But gays are also starting to be more normalized now. I mean, you can't just break a stigma of an upbringing that you were taught since young. You're conditioned to think that you're straight. So
Hmm.
when you see gay couples, I mean, I've met a lot of gay people too, and I'm like I said, I think I said it before. Like I'm fine if so long they don't touch me like all over. I'm fine with it because generally I just don't like to be touched like too often. Like be it whether if a guy or girl, I like to maintain a distance kind of thing. So generally based on that, it's fine. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, naturally when you meet a gay couple, it doesn't just come to you naturally that it's the same as straight couples. So naturally, especially in Singapore, because we are brought up in this way, that from at least for myself, like my own experience, that I'll try to not react naturally like how which is wrong. I know that's wrong because it's due to the conditioning. But although inside I've accepted and I know about all this, but you can't help your reaction sometimes. Like you don't mean to react this way, but you're just so conditioned to, yeah. So that's the thing about the male side for gays. Female sides are just normal now. Like like you can just say you're lesbian and no one bats an eye, that kind of thing. But gays, yeah, because Singapore still has an issue regarding like toxic masculinity. I think this is everywhere, lah. So I think that's the main problem. Not really about stigma everything, but mainly it's the upbringing conditioning and the whole toxic masculinity thing that affects
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Is there like does Singapore have like a national religion or anything like that?
Christianity and Buddhism. These two are the
Oh,
main
so they
ones.
have both. I All right. So are people usually religious there?
Oh wait, actually, because we are multiracial, like generally the main ones, the four main races, uh, I was I would say it's not dominated by a single religion.
Mm.
All four religions are the same. Like they have holidays for each religion, etc., etc., etc. So it's pretty balanced in that sense.
Okay, so it's kind of like Malaysia. Yeah, but for Malaysia, they have the like national religion kind of thing. Like
Islamic. It's
yeah, because of the Malay majority, they have the Islam, and that's
yeah.
yeah. But I don't think there's something like that in Singapore though.
No, it's not a very religious country. It's more. I would say Singapore is more of a political than religious country.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that makes
religion, it's like a lifestyle. So it's not part of the country, it's a lifestyle thing.
hmm.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of politics, I actually almost forgot about this, but this happened, I think, the day after we released our previous episode, or what? I don't know, but it happened in the past week, and we haven't talked about it on the show yet. But yeah, we know that the former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, got assassinated in the streets. Like, yeah, for if you guys didn't know that, I, I don't know, you might be living under a rock or something, but yeah, it was pretty huge news. And I was surprised and shocked at first when I heard about it because I knew that Japan had like such a strict gun law. Like, they have such strict gun laws and shit. Like, no one even thinks about guns in that country. Like, even the fucking Yakuza don't have guns, I think, most of them. Like, they just use knives or whatever. I think most cops even don't have guns or something. I don't know.
Wait, we
But
didn't talk about we didn't talk about this in the previous episode?
no, we didn't. I think this happened on Saturday, I think. Or, yeah, this happened on Saturday, the incident.
Wait, wasn't there an episode that we talked about Japan?
No, we were talking about it while playing COD. I told you about it when playing
Oh,
COD.
so that was COD. Okay. I'm so confused now. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're saying?
Yeah, and I at that time I just got the news, like it happened that day, I think on Saturday. But yeah, I was so surprised because Japan has such strict gun laws, and it's so
Hmm.
hard to get guns in that country. I heard about Shinzo Abe being gunned down, like the assassin, like killing him, shooting him with a gun. I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen? And then later, after reading the news articles and seeing more coverage about it, I got to see that the assassin guy, actually made his own fucking gun. Like, he made his own fucking gun somehow, using duct tape and like
Hmm.
two pieces of pipes and like putting them all together somehow, making a gun. And yeah, He basically killed him. And Shinzo Abe is like a huge political figure in Japan and
Yep.
internationally. You know, he's been like the prime minister of Japan for many years. He wasn't the prime minister anymore because he stepped down a few years ago. But he was actually campaigning for the next election, and this happened during one of his campaigns in one of the cities, and it was so crazy because the people in Japan are like so like they don't they live in such safety and they don't care about gun like the fear of guns or like gun violence just I guess just doesn't come up in their minds because I saw the whole footage. There's like a video of this incident, right? And
Yep. There is.
so the first shot goes off and everybody's just confused. You know, they're like, "Oh, what the fuck was that?" Like nobody knows what was that. And everybody's just kind of confused and doesn't know what happened and everyone just looks back and Shinzo Abe also looks back and then the second shot goes off. The first shot actually didn't hit him. Didn't hit anybody. It was just it missed. So they all look back and then that guy moves in closer, moves in closer to Shinzo Abe, and then takes the second shot, and then just fucking hits him point blank in the fucking shoulder area. And until that point, nobody knew what the fuck was going on. And
Yeah.
after he shot him, and then his bodyguards ran to that guy and apprehended him. But his bodyguards even didn't know what to do. Like the first shot went off. These guys must they must go through training, right? If there's a fucking gunshot, if as a bodyguard you take your man down and you like protect him and shit, you know. But they were like, "Oh, what was that? Oh."
It was like a makeshift shotgun too.
Yeah, it was a makeshift shotgun, but the noise was pretty gun-like. It sounded like a gun when it went off.
Yep, yep. But the thing is, oh my god, I wonder what happened to those guys, those bodyguards who were on shift.
Oh my god, they must be fucking fired. They'll probably never get any. Probably never get bodyguarding job ever again, man.
They're not only that, but their lives might be in danger because they know a lot.
Do
So
they?
they
Do
might
they know a lot?
they, bodyguards, man. Like they have like intel, like intel and things. And the thing is,
I mean, they're
uh,
probably just like fucking former yakuza or former like army or something like that, right?
I
Those are
have no
the
idea.
kind of people who usually get hired as bodyguards for those big famous especially for political figures, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So that two guys, I mean, those bodyguards might, you know, not only be fired, but they might be apprehended in a different way by the higher ups, and it will not be spoken. It definitely will be under table, Like, of
Yeah.
course, to the news, they'll be considered fired, but yeah. I mean, imagine, okay, you are a powerful figure, and you hold certain strings that holds a country together, and you die, and then people around you who's supposed to ensure you don't die, uh,
Yeah,
fucked it up. They
yeah,
are
especially
responsible for
those
it.
bodyguards, man. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Probably daydreaming like, oh my god, another speech.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but imagine if this was in the olden days, like fucking olden days Japan. Those
Mm,
guys would need to commit seppuku, right? They would
mm,
need to fucking commit like ritual suicide because they weren't able to protect the person they were supposed to protect. They were
mm.
literally have to make a public like seppuku, a public suicide. They would have to commit that.
Yep. But yeah, it's I don't know how things go, but it's quite a loss. I mean, I would think that although Japan will still like find someone to fill in his duties, but Yeah. And but for all you know, you'll never know how much of this is planned as well, you know.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, when they questioned the guy, apparently he said like he did it because he thought Shinzo Abe was connected with some kind of cult or
Hmm.
some kind of religious group, and he didn't agree with it, and he hated him because of that, and that's why he wanted to kill him. And who knows, man? But obviously, that guy was off the rocks, right? He was off his meds. He was fucked in the head, and he was former like Japanese Marine, I think. He worked in the Marine Corps for a few years and stuff. So
Hmm.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's seen some shit, and of course, we don't know what goes on in the underbelly of the political like world, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's no matter what it is, yeah, can't really deny the fact that this person was a prominent figure and prominent power to Japan. You know, like I
Yeah.
think Shinzo Abe is more well known. I mean, I might be wrong, but Shinzo Abe might be more well known or known compared to like the president himself or something. Like, to be honest, I don't even know who's the president of Japan.
He wait, he's the prime minister. I don't. Do they even have a president? Because they have an emperor. They have an
Uh,
emperor and they have the prime minister. I don't know about the president.
I don't know as well.
I don't think the
There's
president matters. I think that role is just
yeah,
it doesn't matter that role in that
just a
country.
figurehead.
Yeah, because it's in my country. It's like that as well. Like the prime minister is like the main like political, the
Oh, that means it's the
main
same.
boss basically. The president is just there to fill the role. The president doesn't really do anything. The prime
Then it's the same as Singapore.
Yeah, it's like that in a lot of countries.
Yeah, I mean it's like a company. It works like a company.
The parliamentary system, I think.
Yep, yep. Well, oh well. But after that incident, like I don't think I saw any news about Japan on the media anymore.
Yeah, after that, the no follow-ups really happened.
Yeah, I mean Japan. I mean privacy, and everything. Oh
Yeah,
man, if
they're probably taking care of it under the rug somehow. God knows how they're gonna take care of that.
yep. I mean, if only I haven't broken up. Like we haven't broken up with my ex girlfriend. She'd probably be telling me about it.
Mm.
Well,
Well,
but
I mean, he was probably the most well-known international figure because I don't even know any other politician from Japan
yeah,
besides him, right? I don't know
yeah, I
any
know.
other. I don't know the name of any other fucking politician.
Yep. So that means yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably
I don't even know the name of their current prime minister.
yep. Who is who?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably only Shinzo Abe who's yeah known for international like conferences and talk speeches and dealings and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because I saw like the video of this guy. I think it was abroad in Japan on YouTube. Like, it was his video or some other video. I don't remember. Like, he showed that he is really a divisive figure in Japan. He's kind of like a politician who's like half of the country hates him, half of it loves him. Like his
Hmm.
party and his supporters love him wholeheartedly, but his like the people who don't support him, like are against his team or are fucking hate him. And yeah, he's very divisive in Japan. And yeah, I know those kind of figures. We have those in my country as well. I'm pretty sure they have
Yep.
those in a lot of countries. But yeah, and I saw that he did a lot of things for Japan on the international scene. Like he used to go to the UN conferences all the time. He used to make big deals with like foreign powers and stuff. I
Hmm.
think he even made deals with China, and he went to US and all that shit. And for the like 2014 Olympics or something. He went to Rio and fucking during the opening ceremony, he opened the games basically. He fucking cosplayed as Mario and
Are
went
you
to the
serious?
fucking Olympics. Yeah, I think you can find the video on YouTube even.
Shinzo Abe Olympics.
He fucking popped up out of the stage in a fucking Mario costume.
Mario hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I saw that, I was like, no fucking way. I never even knew about this.
What the fuck?
And with this fucking serious straight face, he made some kind of funny goofy lines, and that was even more funny because like he's not even putting any effort into it. He has this fucking serious stern face, and he says some goofy lines like fucking hell.
Well, the thing is that's him. That's his character. You know, you can't help it. I mean,
No,
look
he
at
doesn't
that
even
guy,
pretend to act like Mario. He doesn't even go whoop,
bro.
wubba. Oh,
Bro,
geez. Oh, geez, Luigi. Hey, hey, pizza.
that,
Mamma mia.
bro, that guy is like what 60 and 70. You want him to act like that? Are you fucking serious? It's a for a prominent figure like that. You want him to go, I'm Mario, meet my friend
I'm Mario.
Luigi. Isn't that weird? Like how Mario is from Japan, but fucking
He's a
Mexican
fucking
or
Italian character.
Italian, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Hello, Mario and Luigi, my friend, my brother. You expect
Yeah.
Shinzo Abe to say that accent,
Bro, I don't
bro.
know which would have been more funny, the if he would have actually tried to do it, or the fact that he didn't even give a shit, and he actually said some goofy ass shit, but in that fucking serious stern face, he didn't even put on any
it,
character.
it's
I
probably
don't know
like,
what's
he,
funnier.
he goes to his team. I think it's probably like he goes to his team like, okay, I need to do something warm and welcoming. What should I do? Ah, Shinzo, son, so why don't you put this Mario hat on you and pop out from a pipe? That will show your love. Okay, I'll do it. And then he just goes up and like, hello everybody, I am Shinzo Abe, and continues to deliver that line. You know, like he's
No,
forced to do
the
this
the
shit.
thing is, it's not just that. He had like a whole it was basically like a whole trailer kind of thing. He was on his way in this trailer. He was on his way to the games in his fucking limo or something, and he's stuck in traffic. And he's like, "Oh no, what should I do? I'll never make it in time. And this at this rate." And then the fucking secret tunnel somehow appears from the bottom of his car, and he gets whooped down to the fucking Olympic Games, and he pops up on stage in a fucking Mario costume. During this whole time, he has this fucking serious face on, like not even trying to act. He's like, "Oh no, I'll never make it to the game at this rate. What should I do?" Oh my god.
I think that's funnier. If he were to really act it, he would just be cute, or something. But the fact that he did it with a straight face, I think that's the comedy part of it.
It's so fucking goofy. I never knew. Like after he died, I fucking found out about this. I never even knew that this even happened. Fucking hell.
Fuck. I didn't even know about this Mario shit until you said it, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, I
You've
didn't
been
even
watching
know
some
until he
weird
fucking
shit.
died. No,
You've
it
been
was the
watching some
thing.
weird
It
shit.
was because some of the videos I watched after his death, like covering his, legacy and stuff, basically.
Uh, so he has future Marios?
The fuck?
I am the Mario Junior. Come on, come on.
Oh my god! But yeah, no wonder the whole the world knows about him because he represented Japan and made appearances in this big ass events
Oh,
and stuff. You know,
I think
and
why sorry.
yeah, no, that's it.
So okay, so basically when I was in Japan, I took a cab. I'm not sure if I said this before. Okay,
Oh,
so the resident, the cab driver, he was asking me if I'm foreign. I'm like, yeah, I'm from other country. I'm here alone. He was like, he was saying something along the lines like, I'm very brave because Japanese would normally Japanese people wouldn't do that to travel alone like that, like what I did, like very YOLO, because first thing is due to communication barrier. The second thing is the whole different culture. It might be too much of a culture shock for them because they're so independent or how I put it, they're so self-sufficient in their own ways that they don't really need to be exposed to the Western country.
the
So
thing is they're extremely homogenous, right? They this is the country that locked itself off for 200
yep,
fucking years. Okay,
yep, yep,
until the American people came with big guns and ships and fucking forced them to open the country.
yep. So yeah, so that's why this is probably why it boosted Shinzo Abe's credibilities because normally Japanese wouldn't do that. It's not
Yeah,
in their blood. Yeah, it's not in their blood to. They're just fine by themselves, that kind of thing. They make shit happen, that's the thing. I mean, no matter how. I mean, although it doesn't breed a very healthy culture, like upbringing over there, because it's really
they're
stressful. I mean, from my
they're
interaction,
dying off.
yeah, uh, and it's to be honest, it's really fucked up. They have a lot of under table fucked up things. It's really a lot more fucked up than you would expect. Like I don't even think Singapore is that fucked up. Yeah, from my understanding from with my past relationship. So yeah, they're so locked off in their own world that they're fine without the outside world. And it they have like a certain like that's why they have like all the shut-ins and all the weird ass stuff happening to the people there. Like suicide rate is
Japan
pretty high.
Japan is the shut-ins of the world. All right, they're Japan is the fucking hikikomori of the world. They are the shut-in of the world.
Yep. Yeah, if you put it that way, yeah, they are. So
And
that's why.
the thing is, it's a very cultural thing, and to the point, the 99% of Japanese might as well be introverts, right?
They
Like
are because
they don't even socialize with people, and yeah, the thing about you got told that Japanese people usually don't go abroad, and they're not like yeah, they don't usually go abroad. Yeah, and I've seen this and I've heard this from a lot of creators who are living in Japan as well. That
mm,
Japanese people are very closed off, and they're
yep,
scared or they're it's they don't know about the outside world, right? They're
yep,
comfy in their own little bubble, and everything about the outside world just fucking scares them, or they think it might be scary, or what's in the unknown. You never know what might happen. So most of them just don't even go outside of Japan most of the time.
yep. And what made them even more introvert is Japan has this whole front. They were brought up to conjure up a front, be polite, etc., etc., everything, So
Yeah.
naturally, that's why they're more introverted in that way because they were brought up to communicate with that way. And uh, I would say that I wouldn't say all, but generally one of the main complexes that Japanese would have, I would say it's not insecurity kind of feeling, because of the way they are brought up to, you know, give in all the time, to be submissive all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're not submissive, you're like a delinquent or yakuza, that kind of thing. Speaking about that, It's quite amazing like how shut off Japan is, but yet their red light industry is so big.
Well,
Like okay,
they're completely self-sufficient though. I
yeah,
think
but
even
okay,
the red light district, like the red light industry, is mostly sufficient by like Japanese people.
yeah, exactly. Like, how do you sustain that kind of industry just only for your people? You know what I mean?
I,
Like
there
people,
mu-
what?
there must be a lot of like perverts. I mean,
Yeah.
look, like these people are like shut off. Like they're not allowed to express their true selves in society, right? Most of the time. So they
Yep.
have to take it out somehow, right? And so it leads to all kinds of secret perversions and like doing stuff under the table and like behind people's, behind the curtains and stuff. So yeah, I think that would be a huge factor.
Yeah, but like okay, compared to other Asian countries like Jap, JAV is definitely the tops, but Japan is not even like the biggest compared to like Taiwan, China, and everything. But yet that particular industry stands out so much, and their culture stand out so much. It's there's pros and cons, I guess. Like for being so shut off, everything that you produce probably be purer than not diluted by any other factors like westernized or anything because they're so closed off in producing it. Like their fruits or everything. That's why they have like specially imported from Japan, grown in Japan and all that kind of stuff. Japanese adult videos and all that kind of stuff because everything that they do is purely stemmed from their culture, and you know, yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, but the fact is, it's also not sustainable for the long run because eventually the culture will die out if it's not like shared and exported, right?
mm,
Because Japan is already like shrinking in population because they refuse to fucking they refuse to have sex and make babies, and
mm,
they're they refuse to like open up to the outside world as well. So if they keep doing that, like no matter how talented or pure the art might be, it's eventually going to be a dying breed, right?
mm,
Like if they don't socialize with other cultures, if they don't export their cultures and work in the international scene with other people, other countries, then they can't broaden their horizon. They're going to be stuck in like their own little thing, and it's eventually going to die out, I think.
yeah, but
Because the yeah, because the porn industry you said, yeah, that's
mm,
true. Like I think Japan has like the second biggest porn industry after the US,
mm.
and also it has apparently the second biggest music industry, like the second
Oh
biggest
yeah,
market for music after the US,
oh
which
my
is
god,
which is insane because
it is.
the yeah, which because most of their fucking music is only listened to in Japan, and
Yep,
if, even if it's listened to outside of Japan, they don't really make any money from it. Like Japan is a very backdated system they run by. They fucking sell CDs, okay? I think they
yep,
sell CDs and DVDs, and even
yep,
for the porn industry, that's how they still make money. They sell fucking DVDs. They don't put them online and sell them online and shit. They still
yep.
fucking sell DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. So they're still being sustained by their own fucking population because their own country is backdated in such a way that people have to buy these things on the DVDs. They can't purchase them online. And the all the international fans that are enjoying their porn or enjoying their music is all piracy basically. They're not getting any money from it.
Mm.
So they're
Speak.
somehow like sustaining the second biggest porn and music industry just by serving their own fucking people, basically.
Well, yeah, like um, speak about the music industry. Oh my god, it's really really fascinating how much they support their music scene. Like fuck, like bro, like it's really if every country's local supporters for their music scene was as supportive as Japan is towards their bands and everything. Oh my
Mhm.
god, like every country will be sustainable on their own regarding the music scene, and they don't need to rely on outside help for support.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen a few videos, and yeah, I've like the fucking stan fan culture in Japan is fucking crazy, right? Like they're do or die for their fucking bands or artists or even idols, right? Like
Hmm.
these fucking the idol culture in Japan is fucking crazy. They have like
It is.
actual like thousands of hundreds of thousands of fans that like regularly go to every one of their concerts, every one of their shows. They have like elaborate fan dances and choreographies all planned out for these shows, and well, and it also breeds a lot of toxicity as well because these idols can't get to enjoy a normal life because they have to adhere to the social expectations that are put on them. They can't have
Mm.
boyfriends. They can't like yeah. They can't have
Yeah,
privacy and stuff and a lot of that.
yeah, yeah, but the downside is yeah. Regarding the idol scene, it's not it's an open secret that it's a sex trade behind it.
Oh, there is.
Oh, basically all idols, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would think so because even in Hollywood, you see it happen all the time. You know, when
Yep,
like stars or smaller artists, they want to have a break, they want to have a big break. Of course, they're gonna suck the dick of the big music producer or the big producer to get a big role. You know.
yep, and yeah, I mean, this can't be helped, lah. I think in the music, actually, not only in the music industry, I think in general business, like stuff like that happen, and it's one of the ugliest side of business that that happens and that is frowned upon. But you know, both side of the parties know that sex sells, and yeah, this I mean, it is what it is. It's not that I support it or what, but things are. It is what it is. Like some people have what other people want, and the person who can give it to them wants something else, and it's a trade.
Hmm.
Yeah, but let's not get into that lah. I mean, it's a very dark, it's a very deep rabbit hole down that shit, and really,
Yeah, and
it's really deep.
I think there are no winners at the end of that discussion because
Y-
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of dirty things happen, and we can't really control that. It just is how it is.
Yep.
But yeah, speaking of like assassination, though, I actually saw like I actually did you know that there was another fucking assassination in Japan that happened like a few years ago?
Nope.
Uh, some kid assassinated another politician with a fucking samurai sword.
Holy
Like,
fuck.
yeah, I don't know the details of it. I just heard it somewhere, but apparently this kid was like, I don't know, 15 or 16, and yeah, he must have hated this politician for some reason. Like, must have gotten indoctrinated into the like other parties schemes or whatever, and got brainwashed. But he fucking got a samurai sword and he fucking raged like he fucking what's it called? He ran into the politician basically and fucking gutted him and killed him with a samurai sword.
Holy shit.
Yep. And yeah, that happened, and I think he got like a lifetime prison sentence or something.
No
And
shit, man.
he even later, I think, committed suicide in prison and
With the
said
same sword?
he What?
With the same sword?
Wait, what? With the same? I don't know about that one, but yeah, he's. I think he committed suicide, and he said like he gives his life to the emperor or something of that sort. He said before killing himself.
Sorry, give me a minute, because I just dabbed some eye mole into my eye and that fucking thing went to my mouth.
What the fuck? Wait, what?
Yeah, my eye is a little bit irritated. So I had to dip some eye lubricant
Oh,
into my
eye drops.
yeah, eye drops. Ah,
Those
okay.
things taste nasty, dude.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to rinse it out just now. It just dripped down from my eyes to my mouth. I'm like, yeah. Oh, so hold on. Yeah. Well, that's all. But then the thing is, how do these people even do that? Like, something is not right in their head anymore for them to be able to even execute it.
I mean, yeah, most certainly. But we don't even talk about like the countless like psychotic events that happen in the US, and like the school shootings and the mass shootings in US. It's not like a once in a week thing or once in a month thing anymore. Like I see this breaking news shit on my fucking YouTube homepage almost every other day. I see this thing pop up. Like, I see a new fucking incident almost every other day in the US of like mass shootings or like school shootings or shit like that. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on these days anymore? Like, what is, what's wrong with people nowadays?
Well, I think there are maybe there's a lot of this that's happening that we just don't know that the media doesn't portray out, and
Definitely,
it's
man.
just
Like, I didn't even know it was this bad until like recently. I don't know, maybe it's just some channel on YouTube I follow or something. I started getting these notifications of breaking news, and it's not the mainstream channels, right? It's not CNN, it's not Fox or any of those big ones. It's like a smaller network and smaller channels, but it's constant, man. Every day, every other day, there's fucking some shootings somewhere in the country, and it's like crazy. And the
Hmm.
mainstream media doesn't even pick up most of it. Like that's the crazy part. Like they're so fucking like normalized with this shit now that
Hmm.
it's not even like main headline news anymore. They just don't even fucking care anymore.
well, I mean, the states, to be honest, is a really really big country, and yeah, I mean, you can't really control every single part. Like, definitely there's gonna be some states that their governors not doing their jobs and all that kind of stuff. You can't really expect like everyone to be every state to be the same. It's too big of a country with too little control.
Yeah, not just the states, man. Like the people, like kids these days, especially, they're like they have like huge problems already, man. Like especially the generation that's coming out nowadays.
Yep.
Like they're rot. Like they are fucked with so many issues, mental. Forget the physical ones, because I know there are a lot of physical issues like they're being born with as well, but the mental issues alone are like fucked, man. Like I don't
And
know what's gonna happen in the next generations when like the generation after mine when
I think
these kids are gonna grow up. Like what the fuck is gonna happen?
I think why the mental issues started to blow up is because as technology starts to reveal more more studies and understanding about particular behaviors and everything, information like that educates us a little bit more,
on certain things that has
Uh-huh.
already existed way before the diagnosis all came about together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think that aside, in regards to the mental health issues, I think that might be one, but I think generally it's the whole how do you put it? Uh, the whole upbringing of this whole generation of kids, I would say. Like not all, but a good handful of them feels very entitled and feels very, they're like the boss of the world and very narcissistic. I think this is one of the main traits that's being presented more and more often in the current younger generation. And I don't know why is that.
Yeah.
Probably maybe because of media influences, and they think that
I
they should be
think
worshipped and everything.
yeah, I think social media definitely has a huge part to play in this,
Yep.
and especially TikTok, I think
Yeah.
TikTok plays a huge role in like these kids these days having such short attention spans, right? Because
Hmm.
you usually see this in like very young kids, like
Hmm.
very young children usually have like very short attention spans, they like playing with their dolls or action figures or whatever at 1 minute, and the next minute they're off doing something else. They're always doing something. That's the short attention span, and you see that in kids, you see that in children. That's normal. But I think social media, and especially TikTok, is this is just my theory, but I think it's having an impact on like these habits, like
Yep.
kids not growing up from these, like they just retain these habits because, and social media just reinforces it,
Hmm.
the fucking 10-second clips on TikTok and shit. Like it just reinforces that short attention span kind of mentality, and it just keeps you in that loop. And these kids grow up without ever shedding that part of themselves. They grow up with short fucking attention spans, with ADHD and all kinds of like other issues, and which just goes to fuck them up so much, so hard in the future, I think.
Yeah, not to forget all these TikTok videos have like so many ungrounded informations that claim to be true, like all the so-called hacks and kind of stuff. And it's so much feed of false information that it really it okay if the professionals have to make videos to say that these TikTok videos are not real, then it's becoming an issue. You know what I mean? Like yeah, like okay, even for fun, like okay, let's just use Gordon Ramsay to like have reactions towards cooking videos and everything. If like although it's for the whole purpose of humor, but it shows a lot of how much misinformation there are in this particular scene of TikTok itself. It, everything is just for for fame and everything, and it's become like this general go-to thing. Like everybody wants fame and to be in the limelight, everything to be worshipped, to be liked, to be well liked, and so much so that even a single dislike can kill someone's confidence all the way. It's a bit
Mm.
stupid to see it that way because like
Well, they're removing the dislike feature though in most social media, even because
yeah,
people can't take the criticism apparently.
exactly. This is the thing. Like people can't take the criticism and fucking hell, they are just really becoming like a generation of snowflakes. You can call me a boomer if you want to, but like to be honest, like I really don't know how to describe them. Like you can't even talk to them. You can't even communicate with them. And like back then, like I really sound so old saying all this shit. Like, parents used to hit us and spank us and everything, and it's because we did something wrong and it's bad, and we have to be educated that don't fucking do this. Like we spank our dogs, our cats. They'll say that don't do this. It's nothing towards the point of abuse, but it's to discipline and educate. But it reached in this current generation, it reached to the point where you so much so use a finger to poke your child, to poke your pet, it's become the word abuse, and it's so loosely tied to so much actions that it's fucking everything up because with such loosely usage of the word abuse tends to bring down the discipline in people. When that happens, it fucks up the world because everyone is just fucking up the world the way they want because they know they're protected by this word abuse and they have no discipline in themselves. Like they wouldn't want to work. And back then, if we had no money, what would we do? We're gonna starve to death. We have to work. And who's gonna discipline us to that? Like our parents will be the one who's like, "Hey, fuck you! You better get to work, or else I'm not gonna fucking feed your ass," or something like that. And they like give us a slap to wake us up or something like that. And that works. That disciplined us. They brought us. That generation brought us to up to understand the real world. But
Yeah.
these kids are so fragile that you cannot say anything to retort their actions, and that breeds narcissism.
Yeah, it's not like you don't even need to like go to the extent of like hitting them, even but you
Yeah.
don't need to do that. But parents these days are just not even saying, they're not even using harsh words. They're not even using a stern voice anymore. Like they've just looks like they've given up or something. They're completely pandering to these kids. They're
Yep.
not they're protecting them when they should be disciplining them. They're babying them when they should be like teaching them. Like they're like growing up in like such protective environment that they would never know hostility, right? And that's why when in the real world they face the first sign of like something not going their way or someone being criticizing them or shit, they just can't take it. They just lose their shit. They feel attacked and shit.
You're so mean. Why are you so mean to me?
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
yeah,
You're so mean.
I think
You're abusing me.
and it's not even the parents now. It's the whole society on a larger level, just fucking pandering to
Yep.
this generation. I don't know why. Even social media websites pandering to them, taking out the dislike feature, like giving into whatever they want. Just like
Hmm.
yeah, you can't like it's crazy, man. Like how they're being pandered to, and they're growing. This is like really fucking bad. I think potentially in the next few generations we could see the end of the fucking world come to, we could see the fucking end of humanity, okay, in front of our eyes in the next few generations, because I don't have any faith in them. Okay, from what I'm seeing, like if what I'm seeing on social media is real, okay,
Hmm.
the fucking future is doomed. It's fucking bleak.
It is. It is. If you, if you, as a person who's closer to that generation, can see that, then from my point of view, yeah, it is. That's why I don't like kids. I don't want kids. Like I don't want my kid to grow up like that. It's not a situation where I want to see my kid growing up to be like a narcissistic
Yeah, and
motherfucker.
even if you are someone who is uh, who is going to raise their kids up properly, right? Who is willing to discipline them and who is willing to teach them the hard lessons they need to learn to
Hmm.
grow up in a world. But even if you are willing to do that, like in the fucking future, in the world that every other one is just fucking up for you, it's not going to be enough, right? Your kids are still going to be influenced by that. They're still going to be like fucked up from everything in the society, even if how much you try to like raise them well.
Yep. And can you imagine raising a kid up and like at 3 years old, and you're like teaching them like what not, and then they reply you respect.
Yeah.
I will flip, bro. I will fucking flip the whole house. Respect.
I feel so attacked right now. Oh my god.
You are abusing me.
How could you say that to me? Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, nah, I'm not for that shit. I'm a very direct person, even to my team at work. Like, I'm very straightforward. I don't give a shit. Like, you're here to work. I'm here to, talk things straight out. About work. Things get it clear. About work, we just get it clear. That kind of thing. So that's the way how I handle my kid too. If I have kids, if I ever have fucking kids. And I mean, you also know that this is how the way I talk to you guys as well. So I don't think that if I were to have a kid now in this generation, I don't think my kid being in this environment will be able to accept the way I talk to him because I'll probably get called on, you know, yeah, he'll probably call the cops on me like quite often for like child abuse or something. Like I
You're
fucking
gonna
swear.
get arrested.
Yep, all the time. I'll probably be like recording the podcast with you from jail. Yeah, like well, getting my ass fucked
In
up. Be
this
like, oh yeah,
episode, how I got arrested for abusing my kids.
ta-da! And you know what's the worst part? The worst part is that even if you're innocent at times, okay, let's say if I was put in that situation of arrested for child abuse,
Oh.
uh, definitely during a trial session, I'll definitely be judged by my outlooks. And that's the sad part.
Oh,
That
for
is
real.
really the sad part that you cannot even, you have to fight so hard for the truth. And people just don't believe you. And people naturally believe that the kid, because of the generation that they're brought up in, it's normal to them. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh,
because majority of them brought up in the same environment, uh, realize feels that the kid is right. But
yeah.
the technically speaking, is not that he's right. It's just that he's been brought up in this society to think that he's right.
We live in a society.
How do you score? Respect me!
Yeah, I think my generation is still gonna do okay. I think I still think I have faith in my generation, but I don't know about like let's say the generation that's being born in the 2010s. Like anyone being born after 2010, I have no fucking clue, man. Like
Wait, what's your year again that you're born in?
my years in 97, like the 90s, late 90s, baby.
Oh, 97. Oh, okay. You young fucker.
Oh shit, I just fucking exposed myself. Actually, I mean 90 something. Of course it's not 90. I'm in somewhere in the 90s. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no.
Wait, you're
Yeah,
97?
no. Who said 90 anything about that? But
Para ponde. Aku tak tahu lah cakap apa. Ah.
uh,
Siapa lah eh? Siapa lah dah eh? Ponde naik.
no, but yeah, for real, anyone born after the 2010s, I have no fucking clue about it. It's like a Pandora's fucking box. Okay, you never know what's gonna pop out of that one.
Well, look at
Yeah.
yourself and Rice. Like, you and Rice are just the beginning of that era. Like, you guys are Tatat. You guys are
What the
TKM.
fuck you mean, you guys? The fuck? You
You guys.
fucking boomer? What are you even talking about? You
Wait,
realize that all your friends, like your friends, are from this generation mostly, right?
I have friends. I have friends, TK.
Oh my god. Oh wait. One more thing I wanted to bring up before we end the episode. Did you hear the news? They found gold in Uganda.
Huh? Where the fuck did that come from? What the fuck?
No, no, they struck fucking gold, okay? And it's
What?
not
How?
any gold. It's apparently like $13 trillion worth of fucking gold
Holy
in a
shit.
country like Uganda. Okay, 13 fucking trillion US dollars. And for
Holy
the
shit.
people, for for everyone's like knowledge who doesn't know, who might not know how much that exactly is, the fucking US, like official earnings of the US per year from their taxes is like around $2 trillion. The all
Holy,
of US, their tax earnings in a year accumulate to $2 trillion. So you can
holy shit.
imagine how much 13 fucking trillion dollars is. And
That is
especially when it
called.
comes to a fucking poor ass country like Uganda.
Hmm,
That's
holy
fucking
shit. That amount is enough to reinvent the whole country, man.
yeah, it's fucking enough to fucking take them to places, right? They could
Yeah.
fucking take Uganda to God knows, like if they play their cards right, and I don't know who the fuck the government is there or anything, but if they can invest or use that money in their country and like invest it in their country, the future might actually be bright for them. Who knows what might happen.
Yep. That is a very big bargaining chip they have there.
Yeah,
That is
the
fucking big.
that's huge,
That
man. They could like become the like richest, fucking richest country in Africa overnight. It might even
yeah,
happen already. Who knows?
yeah, but it's probably gonna be more than that. Probably with when this news is out, probably a lot of countries have their eyes on them, and the gold market is gonna be fluctuating like that. It's definitely gonna be fluctuating like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think there was a shortage of golds, or I think the gold material or some kind of material, in the last few years anyway, because they had chip shortages. So to make chips, electronic chips, you need like gold, and you
Mm,
need something else that I think had a shortage. But
mm.
with this and like the huge like demand of gold now, just not just in jewelry, but in every electronics, everything needs gold, and every electronic needs chips and it needs gold and everything. And yeah, man, this could be huge. But one of the one of the caveat here is, and this is a shocker here, but do you know China recently like initiated like a belt, what do they call it, the Belt and Road Initiative or something, the
No.
Golden Belt Road Initiative or something. I don't fucking know. I forgot the name. But basically, China has been investing in these fucking African countries big time. Okay, they've been investing in these countries. They've been building mining plants for these countries. They've been building infrastructures for these countries. And in return, they ask to be paid off in like 50 years or 100 years, something like that. And if they can be paid off, they demand like land. They demand this land in return from those
Mm.
countries, basically. So it's kind of China's way of like slowly taking over a lot
Yep.
of these poor countries, building
Yep.
infrastructure for them, pretending to be the good guys. Yeah, we're helping you out. We're
Yep.
building
Yep.
stuff for you. But, secretly like taking over, in a
Yep.
like very undercover way. And
Yep.
apparently this fucking mining plant that struck gold in Uganda is also operated by the Chinese companies. So
Oh my God.
yes, so China might actually have like a huge fucking, they might end up getting a huge cut of this fucking deal right here.
Holy shit! Because naturally, when okay, if the market has demand on it, naturally, like um, countries would want to dominate that amount so that they can control the economy of the market.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, China to control this, it's not gonna be a good sign.
Yep, and everyone's looking at this gold, man. US is like licking at their lips,
Yep.
drooling, looking for a chance to get in on this. But if
But
China can get like, oh my god.
right,
Apparently they have deals like they have like percentage wise, it might be something like 15% the Chinese company keep and the rest uh the actual country of Uganda keeps. But
yeah.
they could negotiate and like the
But the
Chinese
thing
are
is,
known to fucking be thrifty when
yeah.
it comes to money.
But the thing is, if this goal is found and the Chinese are tied indirectly, no matter what, the states are gonna have hard time getting it, considering what Biden did the moment he took on the seat. So it's gonna be yeah, fucked.
But yeah, who knows? Hopefully, like Uganda gets the money, man. Like, hopefully they get most of the money and they can invest it. Like, whenever you see a poor country or the underdogs, and this is like the lottery. It's like Uganda
Yep,
just won the fucking $50 million
grand prize.
lottery. The
Yep,
once
the
in a
grand
lifetime
prize.
lottery. Yeah, grand prize. And hopefully they can do something with it and not just get like murdered in their sleep. Which often happens to these big lottery winners. They fucking get, assassinated
Yep.
and their money just disappears somehow. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully things will work out and not a single country will dominate that shit. Otherwise, it's gonna be fucked up, man. It's gonna be so fucked.
Yep.
Oh, okay, it's time.
Yep. And that was all our news for today. This week, basically. Yeah.
Welcome
So
to the TK News. You have your, you have your, what do you call that? How do they introduce themselves again?
who?
The news anchors.
I don't know. I haven't
Okay,
seen the news broadcast in so long.
yeah, say. Uh,
Yeah,
okay,
and
then.
that was it. That was your daily dose of talk. Your daily dose of cock on the Talk Cock podcast on this week's episode. And make sure to tune in next week for all the hot gossip and happenings around the world. Signing off
Till then,
this week, your hosts TK and Donkey.
see you next week. Ta ta.